just the first step of trying to divide one hair into 100, you'll give up and forget it. And that's the whole point of this example. It's not to be some sort of lesson to help us understand the size of the soul, just a lesson that you can't measure the soul, so forget about it. Is there another question? Yes?
If the soul is security knowledge, it is stated that the gates of the body are illuminated with knowledge. What does it actually mean?
It means in the mode of goodness, when one is situated in transcendental knowledge, when one at least knows the difference between body and soul, that's preliminary knowledge, then the gates of the body are illumined by knowledge. Now this goes back to what I was saying initially, that the Vedic culture is based on these four legs: austerity, cleanliness, truthfulness, mercy. This is actually what is meant, gates of the body illumined by knowledge. So one will eat in knowledge, one will sleep in knowledge, one will have sexual relationships in knowledge, one will defend himself in knowledge. All of this adds up to truthfulness, cleanliness, austerity, mercy. To engage in these, the functions of the gates of the body in ignorance means to disregard the existence of the soul, disregard the welfare of the soul within the body. So one who knows of the soul and who desires to maintain his awareness of the soul, then he will engage in the bodily functions, the functions of the gates of the body, in knowledge of goodness, the mode of goodness. Just as we are doing in the Krishna consciousness movement. You are utilizing the gates of the body in their sensual functions, the eyes, the ears, the nose, and everything. But it's being done in the mode of goodness, in knowledge of the soul. How do we sleep in knowledge? By not sleeping too much. Sleep is called the little brother of death. So if you sleep too much, it becomes death. Death of spiritual knowledge. Yes, that's a nice question, but that's what it means. In other words, the body, in order to function, you see, we must have this body. If we're not completely self-realized, if we're not completely God-conscious, in other words, if the soul is not awake to its spiritual form and spiritual function, then we must have a material form, material body. That's the penalty for being spiritually asleep. But we have the opportunity, even in this material body, to engage the senses of this body in Krishna's service. And by this engagement, one becomes gradually spiritually awake. So we have to maintain this body. And the body requires some sleep. So allowing the body to rest at night for this prescribed number of hours, as Srila Prabhupada said, not more than 6 at night, and you can take a nap in the day. Giving that allowance to the body so that it can function in service to Krishna, engage its senses in Krishna's service. This is promoting spiritual awareness. This is promoting Krishna consciousness. Now when one becomes fully Krishna conscious, then one doesn't sleep. Like Arjuna is called Buddhikesh, conqueror of sleep. What does that mean? Actually, it's the body that sleeps. It's the body that needs the rest. Our problem right now is that we also go to sleep along with the body. That's the problem. Because we're in bodily consciousness. Even for a pure devotee, he'll lay his body down, he'll go to sleep. But his consciousness of Krishna will not be interrupted by that sleep. That's the difference, because he's risen out of the bodily conception entirely. But for those who are still in bodily conception, then their consciousness becomes covered by tamas. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada said we should read Krishna book before taking rest. So if we do dream at night, we'll dream about Krishna at least. There will be some connection to Krishna. Any other question? Third question.
You know that Krishna is ever expanding. And does it mean that his consciousness also expands? And if it does that, does it mean that our consciousness is also expanding?
Our consciousness is certainly expanding in speculation. Krishna's ever expanding is an expansion from the point of infinity. So Krishna is unlimited, but he is unlimitedly expanding at the same time. In all of his unlimited qualities, which are classified as three energies. Samvit, Sandini, Hladini, or Satchit, Ananda, eternity, knowledge, and bliss. And under these three headings, there are unlimited subheadings of energy. So Krishna is expanding unlimitedly. He's already unlimited, but he's expanding unlimitedly in eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Now, we can expand with Krishna if we are Krishna conscious. But we have fallen down into this world. The material world is a static world. It's a stereotyped, to find Prabhupada use these words in relationship to the material world. It's stereotyped, mechanical, limited. It does not expand. So, therefore, we are not going anywhere except around and around and around the cycle of birth and death. If one gets free and reconnects himself to Krishna, then he will expand with Krishna. Right. Srila Prabhupada.